In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the perfect booker call funnel. If you're a coach or consultant and you run a booker call funnel, this video is specifically for you. So I'm going to be walking you guys through, first of all, what a funnel should look like, what VSL should look like, what the post-call page should look like, what your sales process should look like. So I'm walking you through every single step of the funnel. So let's get straight into it. So first things first, in terms of what your landing page should look like. Okay, so this is a guy by the name of Jake Ryan Closes. If you guys don't know who he is, I'd recommend you guys go check it out just for yourselves. But over here, you can see he's got a headline, he's got some subtext, he has a VSL, he has an application link, he's got a bunch of student testimonials. Notice that these are all short form student testimonials, just something to note for later in the video. And then obviously more student testimonials, and then a second or third apply for coaching link. Okay, super simple funnel. Okay, but the main takeaways are that it has a good headline. Okay, it's got a captivating subheadline. It's got a clean and concise VSL. Okay, so the VSL is actually good. Okay, the apply button stands out. That's another big thing that you'll notice with this whole funnel. The apply button stands out. Okay, it's got a lot of student testimonials and it looks good. A lot of people have terrible looking funnels, and this is one thing I cannot stress enough. People have some shitty looking funnels, like a template from GHL from like 5 years ago, and they think they're going to convert with it. Realistically, someone's not going to convert through that, or you're not going to get as many conversions as you could if you had a better looking one. If you've got an ugly looking funnel, that's just telling the audience that you don't put a lot of effort into what you actually do. It makes them know that, okay, maybe if I buy this program, he might scam me, or, overall, I'm just not going to get the best results. And that's what subconsciously it's telling them if you have an ugly looking funnel. So I'd recommend everyone watching this video have a really, really good looking funnel. And I promise you it does numbers for you. Okay. But in terms of what a good headline should look like, first of all, here's a quick few templates. How to get X in as little as X, even if you have X. So how to become a consistently profitable trader in as little as 30 days, even if you've blown every evaluation so far. So I'm going how to become X in as little as 30 days. Obviously that's the X. And then even if you've blown every single thing, even if you've done this. So you get the premise of that. Okay. 5 easy ways to avoid X or get X and avoid X. Okay. 5 simple steps to scale your trading profits without risking your own capital or spending years learning technical analysis. Okay. So I'm giving them 5 easy ways, but handling an objection as well. Call out your ICP, your USP, and give them social proof. Okay. For example, traders who keep failing their evals, this strategy is responsible for over $300,000 in prop firm payouts this year. Okay, so I'm calling out my ICP, traders who keep failing. Okay, my unique mechanism is strategy is responsible for making over $300,000, and then social proof is obviously just saying that you've made $300,000 and proving that. Okay, super simple. Don't overcomplicate these types of things. What I'd recommend is go and copy people. Honestly, just go look at what's working in your specific niche, find out what they're doing, and pretty much just copy them. Super simple. Okay, but the main thing of a headline, the main idea of a headline is to first of all capture their attention. It's the first thing they're going to read on that funnel. It's the first thing they're going to read. So you have to make sure it's first of all talking to ICP. You have to make sure it's relevant to them. Don't be talking about some random fucking topic and then expect you to get a good conversion. You have to be speaking to your audience for them to actually move to the next step. The idea of a headline is to get people, and copy overall is to get people to read to the next level. Okay, so if I read the headline, then I'm going to read the sub headline. Then I'm going to read I'm going to start watching the VSL. And that's the whole idea. You always want to get people to the next level. And that's the main idea of the headline. Okay, in terms of what a captivating sub headline looks like, okay, there's just a few frameworks. First of all, handle objections and appeal to their desires. Call out their pain points and appeal to their desires. Call out their ICP and appeal to their desires. Or you can just say next step. We've seen this work many times. So it's not too complicated. As you guys can see here, build the life you actually want, work from anywhere and earn 5 figures per month without a degree, what. Okay, what he's doing here is he is appealing to their desires and then handling objections on the back end. Okay, so not too complicated overall. Same thing, go look at some people in your niche who are crushing with info, see what they're doing, and pretty much just copy them. Okay, in terms of a clean VSL and what your VSL should look like, so hook plus qualify yourself. That's the biggest thing. You want to always hook people in. Same with short form content. You always want to hook people in. Okay, then you want to start qualifying yourself. So tell your story. Tell people how you got from A to Z. So how you went from pro college student or working a 9 to 5 to making multi-million dollars or multi-million dollars. Whatever it may be, you always want to qualify yourself and show people that you are who you say you are, and give them social proof so they actually listen to you. Okay? That's the biggest thing. Then you want to position the business model. I recommend everyone watching this video to position their business model and the way they do something different. You don't have to do everything completely different, but structure it out in a way that seems different to the audience. Like if you're selling SMMA, you have to structure that out differently because there's so many people selling SMMA. So you always want to find something you do specifically different or something that's just different about you that you can leverage in your marketing. So make it seem different. Then you want to hit heavy social proof. That's a big thing. You always want to prove people that your program actually works. Then you obviously want to CTS. This is obviously very, very simple. So I'd recommend everyone just go kind of watch a few BSLs to get an idea of this. But that's the main premise of this. Hook people in, qualify yourself, position the business model, heavy social proof, and then CTA. Okay, obviously there's more to that, but that's kind of the main idea of it. Okay. In terms of actual, the apply button standing out, not too complicated. You guys can see over here, apply button stands out. Okay. A lot of student testimonials. As I said earlier in the video, these are all short form for a reason. Okay. Because obviously people who haven't taken that first step to actually apply, they're not going to watch a 20-minute VSL or a 20-minute testimonial and be interested. Realistically, they want to see the quick wins. Once you obviously get them in, that's when you can show them the longer format student testimonial. So that's the main premise of what your landing page looks like. The main idea is obviously just having a good looking funnel, so make it actually look good. Second thing is having a captivating headline, captivating sub headline, a good VSL, apply button, and a bunch of student testimonials. It's not complicated whatsoever. Here is the perfect thank you page. So first things first, you've got your headline. Okay, not too complicated, but a sub headline there. You got your thank you video. You got a bunch of breakout videos. You got your next steps, and then you got a bunch of long form student testimonials. Okay, so the main idea of it is obviously to have thanking them for booking in. That's the first thing. That's what your headline should be, saying thank you for booking in, or thanking them for doing that specific action, maybe opting in, whatever it may be. You always want to thank people for taking that action. And the only reason I say that is because I have seen anywhere from 5 to 10% increase in show up rate just by saying and changing that one specific thing in the funnel. Okay. So I'm not just talking bullshit. There's actual numbers to back that up. But that's the first thing. Always thank them in or thank them for taking that specific action. Okay. Then you want a clear and concise thank you video. What does a thank you video need? First things first, you need to thank them for taking that action. Okay. Make sure they understand the severity of them taking that action. Don't say to them, oh, if you miss your call, it's okay. We can reschedule. No. If you schedule this call and you miss it, you're never going to be able to book another call with us ever again. Okay. That's something you can say to just add some, seriousness to the actual call and make sure people show up, making sure they understand how serious this opportunity is. Okay, and then you want to go into the next thing. But the main idea is just, first of all, thanking them for taking that action, saying, yo, congratulations for taking this action. 90% of people don't even get to this page. Congratulations. Booking in this call is super, super serious. If you miss this call, we're never going to let you book in another call, that type of thing. Okay, then you go to the next steps. Like, next steps pretty much meaning what is your sales process. So, for example, the best sales process you guys can use is obviously using, answer your phone when my team calls you. So that would be considered a triage call. I'm going to get into this a bit later. But answer the phone when my team calls you. Check out the videos below, the breakout videos and some student testimonials, and then add the call to your calendar. So not too complicated. So the main idea is just thanking them for taking that action and then moving into the next steps. It's super, super simple. Your thank you videos should not be longer than honestly 5 minutes. They don't need to be these, over edited videos where you have a massive script. These are supposed to be organic. You're just trying to build a bit of connection, make sure they actually move on to the next steps so that you can actually get them through the sales process and confirm that call. Now, in terms of breakout videos, what are breakout videos? Breakout videos are these videos over here. So you can see they're actually 3 to sometimes even 2 minutes long. So they're super short, but what they're doing is they're answering specific questions. So for example, over here, what is high ticket sales? How does the commission side of things work? How long till I see results? Do I need experience to start? We're answering specific questions. That way, when someone gets on a call, you're more qualified and they're more likely to actually buy your product. So that's the biggest thing with breakout videos. But the main idea of breakout videos is, first of all, to answer questions. Okay, answer the main questions people have once they book in. Okay, because obviously people, when they book in, they've probably got questions on how long it takes to see results, what comes in the program, what's the price, what's your refund rate, all these types of things. And you can answer those quickly with just 2 to 5 minute videos. Super, super simple, but they nurture people so much more when you have those videos in. Okay, so they're used to further nurture people, answer questions, handle objections, set expectations. As I said, they should be 1 to 3 minutes long, honestly. So for example, here's a few breakout videos you guys can actually, pretty much copy. So what do they get inside the mentorship? How long till they see results? Do I need experience to start? This is a good one we like to use. Okay. What is your refund rate? So showing them your actual refund rate on your WAP account, on your Stripe account, whatever it may be. Obviously, if you're a scammer, you shouldn't even be watching this video. Or you shouldn't be selling info. But if you have a good refund rate and one person's ever refunded you, I recommend creating a video like that and just showing people that you're not a scammer. Okay. And then obviously just breaking down how the business model works. This is depending, obviously, if you have like a super, super beginner level audience and you're selling to complete beginners. If you got more of a high leverage audience who've been doing this for a while, then obviously you would change that up. But that's kind of the main premise and a few examples of what you guys can do with breakout videos. The main idea is obviously just having a good title, so thanking them for booking in, a clear and concise thank you video, breakout videos, next steps, testimonials, long form testimonials at that, just so you can further educate them and prove more of your fact that you're actually getting student testimonials. Okay. Then obviously just making sure it also looks good. That's the main premise of it. So not too complicated overall. Okay. In terms of your sales process. So the perfect sales process should look like this. First of all, someone books in a call. Okay. They then get sent to a thank you page. From there, you're going to hit them with a triage call. What is a triage call? A triage call is a call once someone's actually booked in, so that you can first of all confirm the call and make sure they're financially qualified and qualified overall. A lot of people fill out type forms, even if you have a financially qualifying question, are going to lie. They're going to lie about the income. They're going to lie about how much intent they have. Overall, people just lie on these forms. So giving them a call and making sure that they're a real person, making sure they have the intent, making sure they have the money is the main premise of these calls. And that's the idea of it. You don't want to give your sales reps shitty leads and then get upset and saying, oh, these leads are terrible. You'd rather just qualify people, make sure they're actually confirmed, make sure they have the money before the call, and rather not, the closer get on the call with them and someone's got like $50 and you try to sell them a 5K program. Okay. But triage call frameworks are super, super simple. So you build a human connection. So like, hey, what are you doing for work? Where are you right now? That type of thing. How old are you? Super, super simple. Okay. Then you figure out the situation. So what are they doing right now? What are you doing for work? How's the agency going? How's trading going? Whatever your business model is, you always want to figure out what is their current situation and where are they looking to go. Okay. So dive into their problems, what's stopping you from starting, those types of things. Okay. Get into the goals and desires of them. So what's your specific goal? Why do you want to get to that goal? Okay. Then you obviously want to identify the gap. So what's stopping you from getting to that specific goal? This is a good one we like to ask. So I'd always recommend identifying that gap. Then we like to qualify them, just like hard qualify them. So are they the main decision maker? First of all, that's one thing you want to clear out because you don't want someone saying like, oh, I'm going to get my wife to confirm and that type of thing. That's the biggest thing. So make sure they're the main decision maker and then make sure they have the money. So cool. This program, sometimes we even do this. We say like, listen, this program's like 10K. Do you have the funds for that? We can split it up possibly, but kind of give us a range of where you're sitting at right now. Super, super simple, not too complicated. Biggest thing is just calling them, getting an idea of their situation, goals, desires, pain points, that type of thing, and then qualifying them in terms of financial side of things, and are they the main decision maker, and do they have the intent to actually buy? Okay. Then what I like to do after we've asked all these questions and we've confirmed their call is we want to ask them their biggest problems. This is one thing I've been adding into, my triage calls moving forward is I'll just ask them, what's the biggest thing you're struggling with right now? If they're running an agency, you can say like, is it acquisition? Is it the back end? Is it team management? Is it fulfillment for client? Whatever it may be, you want to send them a specific video on their specific situation so that you can give them value before the call. Okay, obviously, then you're going to start sending over some long form content. You're going to hit them with an email sequence. The email sequence is very similar to the breakout videos. So you're sending 3 to 6 emails per day. I'd recommend starting at 3 and then moving your way up to 6. Okay, these emails are value driven. These are not reminder emails where you're saying, oh, 6 hours to your call, that type of thing. These are value driven emails. Okay, the idea is to further nurture them, okay, to answer questions, to handle objections, and to set expectations. So similar idea to what you're doing in the breakout videos, but you're just doing it in an email format. Okay, you can even put some testimonials in here. You can do all these types of things through the emails. It's just to ensure that by the time they hop on that call, they're way more nurtured and they're way more likely to buy. Okay, that's that. And then obviously you want to give them a call 1 hour before. And another thing that's not in here that I've been doing with sales reps over the past few months that I haven't added in is we will continue to keep contact with leads before the call. So what I mean by that is, cool. So if someone books in 3 days in advance, cool. So we're going to call them. We're going to send over some free resources, that type of thing on the day, obviously when they book in that call. The next day, we're going to keep in contact with them. We're going to ask them how's the calls, how the video is coming along. Have you watched all of them? Do you have any questions? Biggest thing is just keeping in contact with them, keeping it top of mind. Because if we lose contact with those people for just one day, we generally see anywhere from a 20 to 30% decrease in our show up rates just because we don't actually keep in contact with the leads. Why is that? Because it loses the relevance in their head. That's why we've been doing it, and it's working phenomenal. We're sitting at anywhere from a 70 to 80% show rate with some of our clients right now. So pretty cool. Anyways, super, super simple. Obviously, you give them a call 1 hour before, not too complicated. But that's that. That is the main idea of a perfect book a call funnel. Okay. So good looking landing page. You got some good copy at the top. You got a good VSL. This is what your thank you page should look like, not too complicated, and then a good sales process in place. Okay. Super simple. But yeah, I hope you guys got some value from this video. If you're a coach or consultant and you're looking to scale your info product and you want my help, there's going to be a link in the description for you guys to book in a call with me. If you guys just want to message me on Instagram, there's going to be a link down in the description. So make sure to check that out. But yeah, hope you guys got some value from this video. Cheers.